to another month of unrealistic TBR plans with 3 readathons, read-alongs, buddy reads. Hey, I am all for trying to reach the stars by trying to get to the moon. Welcome to my March TBR. Hello lovely book dragons, and welcome back to another video, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Joana and I primarily read in the fantasy genre. I try to dibble dabble a little bit in science fiction and historical fiction as well, but fantasy is my main jam. Today we're going to be talking about all the books I plan to read in the month of March. Spoiler alert, it's a lot. I'm never going to get to all of these books, but I am participating in 3 readathons this month. Yes, you heard it, 3. First of all, I am participating in the ACMC Readathon, which is hosted by Elle over at Elliot Brooks. It is the Animal Companion Mythological Creature Readathon, and I will leave Elle's video down below with all of the things about the readathon. Pretty much you have like a bingo card, which is called a magic card, and you gotta get bingo, or magic in this case, and read books with animal companions or mythological creatures. And you know that that's one of my favorite tropes, so I had to participate. I am also participating in the war games hosted by Erin over at Booked and Busy. I will also leave that video linked down below if you want to participate. There's like 3 paths: the light path, the gray path, and the dark path, and so you have different characters in those paths. And I'm participating in the Battle of the Books. I think it's Battle of the Books. I will leave Angela over at Literature Science Alliance's video linked down below, where she announces this readathon. So the good thing about Angela's readathon is it's just basically a bracket inspired by college football. So I will randomize some of these books and then put them in the brackets and see how it goes. I'll do that in my bullet journal. So it's not so prompt heavy. But for the ACMC and the war games, there are prompts. I have buddy reads. Let's just go. Before I start the TBR, I'm just going to say that for the ACMC, I've just picked a couple of books that could fit the prompts, and then I will see how to get magic, and if there's something missing to get magic, I'll try to squeeze in a book to reach that. So I'm not yet fully sure of the path I'm going to follow. We will see, but I tried to pick things that could work on a path. And then for the war games, I was going to go for the Dark Lord. I mean, if you know me, I really wanted to go for the Dark Lord path, but the books that I had already on my radar for the month of March really fit the Thief path. So I'm going on the gray path with the Thief, and that's the one I'm going to be following. So I will be telling you the books, if they are for read-alongs, buddy reads, or readathons. Let's go. First and foremost, the book I'm going to be reading in the month of March is The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. This is my all-time favorite book. Yes, I said it. This is my all-time favorite book. I have read this book so much, tabbed it up so much. I mean, guys, this is my 4th time reading The Final Empire. Confession time, I already started it. Because I read this one physically 3 times, and I read Rhythm of War via the audiobook format with the ebook when it came out, and Michael Kramer is just amazing, and I needed to read all of Sanderson's books via audio at least once, and I decided, since this is my 4th time reading this book, I know it pretty well, I don't need to understand the magic system because I already know the magic system, so I'm listening to this one on audiobook, and so far it's amazing. It's like, honestly, I started it last night as I was baking, and the first sentence is "ash fell from the sky," and I had, like, even now I said that and I have like goosebumps. I had goosebumps, I had tears in my eyes. I love Mistborn so much. This book is so dear to me. I love this book. Like, honestly, if there's any book you ever read because of me, I hope it's The Final Empire, because it is my favorite book. I love it so much. Since there are so many books on this TBR in this video, I'm gonna, as always, leave all the links of the books down below if you want to know what the synopsis is about. Pretty much, this one is the first book in the Mistborn trilogy, which is one of the series in the Cosmere. And so, this is the perfect segue to say that this book is the March pick for the Cosmere Unbounded read-along. So we are finally starting this project with the actual read-along. We start in the month of March with The Final Empire. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you're like, what the heck is Cosmere Unbounded? I will leave my video linked down below, and I will leave all the relevant information in the description of this video, because it is pretty much a project that I'm hosting with a couple of my friends, and we are reading all of Sanderson's works, and we're starting with this one because this one is very accessible. It can be read as a standalone. This is a trilogy, but this one can be read as a standalone, so if you don't want to continue after this, you don't have to, but I encourage you that you do. So this is the first thing that this counts for, and this also counts For the war games, for the prompt, a book with an orphan, because Vin is an orphan. So there you go. The next book I'm going to read in the month of March is actually a book that I'm carrying over. I have a few books that I'm in the middle of, but this one I'm actively going to finish, and that is Ruin by John Gwynne. And I'm also just immediately going to add Wrath by John Gwynne. I didn't get to them in the month of February. I had a very weird reading month in February, which you'll see in my wrap up. But yeah, I am going to finish Ruin. I'm about 100 pages in as of today, and I'm filming, so I hope that I will be a little bit further in when March begins, but I don't think so because I still have a book to finish in the month of February. Point is, I'm going to be finishing Ruin and reading Wrath. I'm actually going to finish the Faithful and the Fallen series. My heart is ready to get broken, to suffer. It is time. These two books don't count for the war games, but they do count for the Animal Companion Mythological Creature read-along by Elliot Brooks. And so we have animal companions that are land or sky. We have mythological creatures. This is, we have giants. We have angels. I mean, this counts for so much. I'm so excited to finish this series. It's one of my all-time favorite series now. I just couldn't read it in the month of February because I was not in the mood to suffer and have my heart stabbed out. But I think March is okay because the sun is out, so at least I can look outside and not see the sky crying for me. The next book I want to get to, and this one I am going to get to also, is finally Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. I am buddy reading this with my friend Deborah over at Deb Supertramp Reads, if I'm not mistaken, on Instagram. And we started the reread of the Throne of Glass series last year, and then we stopped at Air of Fire, and this one is the next one that we need to pick up. I love Sarah J. Maas. I have rediscovered that in February, as you'll see in my wrap up. And actually, I never finished this series. I have read up to Empire of Storms, and then the last two, Tower of Dawn and Kingdom of Ash, are going to be first time reads for me, so gotta read this first. This one also counts for the Animal Companion Mythological Creature readathon because there's a little bit of everything in here. I mean, there's dragons, there is fae, so I'm so excited to get back into Sarah J. Maas. Like, I spoiler alert, in February I read A Court of Silver Flames. As of filming this, I'm not yet done, but I'm hoping to finish it still in February, and oh, I love Sarah J. Maas. I love Sarah J. Maas. I just wanna get to this. If I get to finish all the books that I have to read for the readathons and stuff like that, then I hope to get to Empire of Storms and start it, but this one may be just an April book, but definitely Queen of Shadows for March, for sure. The next book I want to read is The Sword of Kaigen by ML Wong. This one I'm going to be buddy reading with one of my best friends, Ruby, over at Pages Upon Pages Upon Pages on Bookstagram. I will leave all the people that I mentioned, as always, also in the description of this video for you to check out. Yeah, so we decided to read, we were actually going to buddy read Sword of Kaigen in February, and then we didn't get to it. We ended up buddy reading something else that was a bit shorter, and in the month of March we're going to be reading this one, and this one is perfect because it counts for all of the readathons, all of the things. So it counts for the ACMC. I don't know what it stands for. I saw it on the Google Doc sheet, so I don't know what the mythological creature or animal companion is going to be, but apparently it counts. And it counts for the war games, for the prompts, read a new to you author. So there you go. I am going to be buddy reading this one. I'm super excited. This one, I've heard so many rave reviews about this book. Apparently the beginning and the ending are not so great, but the middle is like so phenomenal that it like still blows everyone's mind. So I'm excited to see what it's all about and read it in the month of March. The next book I am reading is The Flat Chair by Beth O'Leary, I think, but the book will be right up here. But I'm going to be reading The Flat Chair with my friends Brooke and Sophia. We buddy read a book every month. We had originally planned to read Sylvain Novel this month, but then we decided we wanted some rom-com, contemporary, romancy things, so we decided on The Flat Chair, and it works well because it works for the War Games prompt of read a standalone novel. I just know that this one is like about two people who share a flat, but one lives in it at night and one during the day. Romance ensues, you know, so. Let's actually just finish all the prompts for war games. So just as a quick reminder, for the thief path that I'm following, we have read a book with an orphan, which is The Final Empire, read a standalone, which is The Flat Share, read a new to you author with ML Wong, Sword of Kaigen. The next prompt is read a middle grade or a YA book. And for that, I'm going to be reading Le Secret de l'Homme by Alexiane Delis. This book is on my winter TBR, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember if it's on my top 10 to read in 2021, but it is on my winter TBR. And so I thought, okay, it's time before spring really hits us to read this. This is a French fantasy YA. Also works for the ACMC because it has like, there's a dragon on the cover, so I'm pretty sure it's a portal fantasy that leads her to another world with mythological creatures. So this will work. I don't know anything more about it than that, what I just said. So I'm excited to see how this book is gonna be. I haven't read French in so long, so I hope to get to this. I actually will get to this since it's for all of the readathons. So gonna get to this month. So excited. Also a bit nervous. Because French YA fantasy, I don't know what to expect. So we'll see. And the last book for the Thief Path is a book with a dark cover. And for that, I'm going to be reading Jade City by Fonda Lee. This is also on my, I think, series to start. Winter TBR, probably on my top 10. I don't even know if it's on my top 10 to read. But this book is like so anticipated for me. I couldn't stop raving about it at the end of last year because everyone was talking about it and I just wanted to get to it. And now I finally am in the month of March. So yeah, I'm so excited to get to this because I've heard so many people rave about it. And yeah, there is a lot of green, but there's also a lot of darkness on this cover. So I counted it and I'm just so excited to get to this. A mafia fantasy. Guys, sign me up. And then there's one more book that I really hope to get to. I mean, guys, I will never be able to read all this, but there's one more book that I hope to get to, and that is Les Enchantements d'Ambremer by Pierre Pével. This is also a YA fantasy series in French, and I actually read this in I don't know if it was 18 or 17 or 9, no, it wasn't 19. It was probably 18 or 19, I don't know. But I read that then in the fall because this color is like fall, and I really enjoyed it, but I never continued it on in the series, and I need to reread the first one to finally finish the series. It is on my series I want to finish this year. There are 3 books in the series. This is the first one. I don't remember much about it. I think there was like a mystery surrounding it, and yeah, I don't remember much. I remember that I loved the writing style. That I remember, but I guess I will reread this and see how I feel about it and see if French YA fantasy is something I enjoy or not. So that's going to be it. There was another buddy read along that I wanted to join. It was the Scala along, hosted by Chris over at Chris Bookish Cauldron. I will leave his announcement down below, which is to read all of Lynn Flewelling's books, the first one being Luck in the Shadows. And I still would love to get to this, but I think I will read this one in April and read its sequel. I will just join 1 month late because I have too much in March, and in April I've decided that I'm going to just like chill. And so yeah, just hope to maybe get to that in April in the end, because there's no way I'm gonna read all these books. If I were to read all these books, I think it's over 5,000 pages to read, which are never gonna happen. So yeah, this is my overly ambitious March TBR. The ones I really want to get to, like, of course, everything, but of course, The Final Empire and finishing Faithful and the Fallen, continuing with Sarah J. Maas, reading all the books for The Thief Path, and trying to get magic in the ACMC. So much going on. I am just so excited for this. I am gonna just like go crazy this month with reading. I don't know what to do, but it'll be fun. So guys, I'm gonna end my rambling and my talking here because this video is already quite long. But yeah, these are all the books I plan to read in March. Wish me luck. Like March Madness, right? March Madness. So let's do this. Let me know in the comments down below which book you are so excited to get to in the month of March, and if you've read any of these and what you thought of them. And in the meantime, I wish you a wonderful, happy, hopefully sunny week for you, and I will see you very soon with another video. Goodbye, guys.